The Fokker F-50 is equipped with two wing-mounted Pratt & Whitney PW125B turboprop engines. The aircraft is capable of pressurized flight to a maximum operating altitude of 25,000 feet. The F-50 is a 50-seater high-wing aircraft and is designed for short to medium-haul flights. The overall length of the Fokker 50 is 25.25 meters and the wingspan is 29.00 meters. When the aircraft is maneuvered out of this hangar, the distance between the top of the tail and the top of the hangar door is 2.50 meters. What is the height of the aircraft's tail? The height of the aircraft tail is 8.32 meters. The aircraft base is the distance between the nose and the center line of the main gear. The Fokker 50 base measures 9.70 meters. The aircraft track is the measurement between the two main gear. The F-50 track measures 7.20 meters. The width of the fuselage is 2.70 meters. Which graphic shows the correct F-50 fuselage width and the correct track measurement? Yes, the aircraft fuselage and track measurements are correct. The diameter of the six-blade propeller is 3.66 meters. The propeller clearance to the fuselage measures 0.59 meters. The nose wheel may be turned to a maximum of 73 degrees in either direction using one of the nose wheel steering tillers on the flight deck. Using information you have already been given on the angle of the nose wheel steering, what do you think is the minimum runway width needed for a 180-degree turn? The minimum runway width needed for a 180-degree turn is 18 meters. The aircraft fuselage is a semi-monocoque construction and comprises the nose section, flight deck, passenger cabin, and tail compartment. Now locate the nose section. Locate the flight deck. Locate the passenger cabin. Finally, locate the tail compartment. That's right. The fuselage is pressurized between the forward and aft bulkheads and is built to withstand a normal pressure differential of 5.45 psi. The nose and tail compartments are unpressurized. If the flight altitude is 25,000 feet, which do you think is the correct cabin altitude? Yes, at a flight altitude of 25,000 feet, the cabin altitude is 8,000 feet. The nose section comprises the radome, which contains the weather radar and glide slope antennas, and the wheel well section. Antennas are externally mounted on the aircraft fuselage for VHF COM1 and 2, ATC transponders, radio altimeter, DME, ADF, and marker beacon. The emergency locator transmitter antenna is located in the dorsal fin. Locate the section of the aircraft that contains the weather radar and glide slope antennas. Yes. Antennas for VHF nav are located either side of the tail section. The Fokker 50 is a high-winged aircraft. The wing comprises the center section including the two engine nacelles and the two outer sections from each engine nacelle to each wingtip. The Fokker 50 is equipped with winglets located at the end of each wing. What is the purpose of the winglets? The winglets serve to reduce wingtip vortices, which in turn reduces drag. The primary flight controls on the Fokker 50 comprise the ailerons, rudder and elevator. These flight controls can be operated manually through pilot inputs or automatically through autopilot inputs. Inboard and outboard flaps are located on the trailing edge of each wing. Which of the wing sections below shows the correct location of the winglet, outboard flap and aileron? That's right. Inflatable rubber de-icing boots are recessed into the leading edges of the wings and the tail section. The operation of the de-icing boots will be discussed in the ice and rain protection module. The control and indicating panels on the flight deck comprise the side panels, overhead panel, glare shield panel, main instrument panel, and pedestal. The main instrument panel is divided into three sections: the captain's instrument panel, the first officer's instrument panel, and the center instrument panel. The captain and first officer's panels mainly contain the flight and navigation instruments. The center instrument panel contains the engine instruments. The pedestal is divided into three sections. The forward section houses the audio selector panels, weather radar controls, and the flight management system. The center section houses the engine controls. The aft section houses the communication and navigation controls, the aileron and rudder trim controls, the autopilot control panel, and the flight deck lighting panel. The overhead panel contains the main systems panels and the external lights control panel. The glare shield panel contains the master warning lights, master caution lights, flight mode panel, the electronic flight instrument system, EFIS control panel, and the VHF nav panels. Each side panel is equipped with a nose wheel steering tiller. To confirm your understanding of panel location, where is the external lights control panel located? Yes. Now check where the engine instruments are located. That's right. The Fokker 50 is designed for two-pilot operation. Each pilot's seat has an inertial reel seat belt which consists of two shoulder straps, lap straps, and a crotch strap. A document stowage compartment is installed behind each pilot's seat. The observer's seat is attached to the wall of the avionics rack. A release lock on the wall allows the seat to be locked into position. The folding seat is stowed away when not in use. The electrical center is located on the left-hand side of the flight deck entrance. Where is the avionics rack located? Yes. The AC-DC power circuit breaker panel is located at the electrical power center on the left-hand side of the flight deck entrance. The main circuit breaker panel is located on the aft wall behind the first officer's seat. To recap, which fuselage shows the electrical center, AC-DC power circuit breaker, and the main circuit breaker panel correctly labeled? Please touch the highlighted area. That's right. The flight deck is designed in line with the dark cockpit philosophy. When systems are operating in their normal state, associated push buttons and annunciators remain blank. A fault light illuminates to draw crew attention to a fault in the related system. The push buttons associated with systems which are normally on during flight are blank. Faults are indicated in amber. Now, touch the push button indicating a fault and observe the result. When an amber fault light appears, depressing the associated push button turns the system off. When a system which is normally on during flight is manually switched off, a white annunciation indicating the current system status appears. In this example, the white annunciation is off. Other system status annunciations may be manual, alternate, backup, flight deck, or cancel according to the system. Push buttons related to systems which are normally off during flight are blank. When selected on, they display an on light in either blue or white. To recap and confirm your understanding of the dark cockpit philosophy, which panel shows the fuel system operating normally? That's right. The aircraft cabin comprises the forward cargo compartment, toilet compartment, stowage unit, a wardrobe, the main passenger compartment, galleys, and aft cargo compartment. Two versions of the aircraft are operated, one with 46 seats and the other with 50 seats. The Nordlink has the 50-seat configuration as shown here, and the Eurolink operates the 46-seat versions. One attendant seat is located at the front of the cabin facing aft. The other attendant seat is attached to the aft cargo door and faces forward. Overhead luggage bins for hand luggage are located above the passenger seats along each side of the cabin. Passenger service units are located beneath the luggage bins. Each unit includes a loudspeaker, a no smoking sign and a fasten seatbelt sign, reading lights and controls, cabin attendant call sign, and controls and air outlets. The flight attendant panel is located at the end of the right-hand luggage bin facing the rear attendant seat. The door and lights panel is located in the passenger entrance area just above the forward attendant seat. There are two attendant communication handsets. One is adjacent to the attendant seat at the rear of the cabin. The other is located in the passenger entrance. A passenger address microphone is located next to each communication panel. To check your understanding of the cabin layout, which fuselage section has the forward cargo compartment, door and lights panel, and flight attendant seat correctly labeled? Yes. Each pilot's seat is installed on seat rails and may be adjusted horizontally using the lever on the inboard side of the seat. A lever on the outboard side adjusts the seat vertically. The seat may also be adjusted for optimum pilot comfort using the recline control, armrest adjustment, lumbar support adjustment, thigh support adjustment, and the inertial reel seat belt control. Now locate the horizontal control lever to confirm its position. To adjust the seat horizontally, the lever on the inboard side of the pilot's seat is pulled back. Now locate the vertical adjustment lever to confirm its position. Seat is adjusted vertically by using the lever on the outboard side of the pilot's seat. The button on the end of the lever is pressed in to release the lever and allow the seat to be moved up and down manually as required. When the seat is at the required height, the button is released. The seat should be adjusted so that the pilot has optimum outside vision and instrument scan. Eye reference lines are provided for accurate seat adjustment. The horizontal lines are located towards the top inner corner of each pilot's instrument panel. The eye reference line is used by the pilot when adjusting the seat. When the seat is in the correct position, where is the eye reference line? That's right. When the seat is accurately adjusted, the eye reference line is seen just below the glare shield panel. This allows the pilot optimum outside visibility and instrument scan. The lighting control panel is located at the base of the overhead panel. Two position switches operate the two fixed landing lights, the retractable taxi light, the logo lights, the three navigation light units, and the strobe lights. A push button controls the wing inspection lights and two anti-collision lights. Now, select the panel you think shows the correct push button indications for normal flight conditions. That's right. In normal flight, the light push buttons are blank. When the wing inspection lights are switched on in flight, a blue on light appears in the push button. When the anti-collision lights are switched off in flight, a white off indication appears in the push button. You now have the opportunity to operate the aircraft exterior lights. You may switch the lights on and off in any order and as many times as you choose. You will, however, have to operate each exterior light at least once before continuing with the topic. Finally, note that the anti-collision lights and strobe lights flash approximately 60 times a minute. The flight deck lighting panel is located in the rear section of the pedestal. Selector knobs on the lighting panel rotate to adjust the brightness of the integral lights in the overhead panel, glare shield panel, main instrument panel, and pedestal. The main instrument panel is equipped with floodlights as well as integral lights. The outer knob is rotated to adjust the brightness of the panel floodlights, and the inner knob is rotated to adjust the brightness of the integral panel instrument lights. 6 dome lights are installed in the ceiling to provide general flight deck illumination. Pushing the dome light button switches the dome lights on or off. 4 flight deck floodlights are also located in the dome light assembly. The selector is rotated to adjust the brightness of the floodlights. Each side panel is equipped with 2 panel lights and a side panel light selector. Select the side panel lights to bright. The side panel lights may be selected to either dim, bright or off. Reading lights installed in the flight deck ceiling provide local illumination for each pilot. A third light is provided for the observer. The upper light control is rotated to switch the light on or off. Rotating the lower control adjusts the size of the light beam. A chart holder light is installed on each control column. The lights are controlled individually by a rotating knob on top of each chart holder. A storm light push button is provided to override the individual light controls, including the annunciator brightness selector. Note that the push button is located on the lighting control panel. When the storm light push button is depressed, a blue on light appears and the flight deck floodlights, main instrument floodlights, as well as any annunciator lights come on fully bright. To check your knowledge of the flight deck lighting, Which flight deck lights are highlighted in the graphic on screen? That's right. Where is the flight deck lighting panel located? That's right. To reconfirm your knowledge of the cabin layout, where is the aft attendant panel located? That's right. Push buttons control the lights for the entrance, toilet compartment, ceiling, passenger panels, side panels, galleys, and cargo compartments. A push button also controls the aft reading light and the attendant seat heating. The door and lights panel is located in the passenger entrance. Push buttons control the stairway lights as well as the right-hand row of ceiling lights in the cabin. Which of the following lights can be controlled from both the door and lights panel and the aft attendant panel? Please touch the highlighted area. Yes. The emergency lighting system comprises the standby and emergency lights. The emergency lights panel is located on the overhead panel. The panel is equipped with an emergency lights selector and a not armed light. The emergency lights panel controls the standby lights, emergency lights, exit signs, floor proximity emergency lighting, and the exterior emergency lights. The emergency lights are powered by 6 battery supply units. The exit signs are equipped with both standby bulbs and emergency bulbs. The F-50 is also equipped with a guarded emergency light switch. Where do you think the switch is located? A guarded emergency light switch is located on the aft attendant panel. The operation of the emergency light switch will be detailed in the System Operations section. To check your understanding, where is the emergency lights panel located? Please touch the highlight. That's right. In normal operation, the emergency lights panel selector switch is set to armed and the not armed light is blank. The guarded emergency light switch on the aft attendant panel is set to normal. When AC power is available, the standby lights in the exit signs illuminate, powered by DC Emergency Buzz 2. DC Emergency Buzz 2 also lights the toilet standby light when AC power is available. When AC power is not available, all standby lights come on automatically, powered by DC Emergency Buzz 2. When both AC and DC power are unavailable, all the emergency lights illuminate automatically, powered by the emergency battery packs. To recap on the operation of emergency lights, which panel shows the setting for normal operation? That's right. If aircraft power is available, which standby lights illuminate, powered by DC emergency buzz 2. Please touch the highlighted area. That's right. When there is a loss of aircraft power, provided that the emergency light selector is in the armed position, all the 28-volt standby lights come on, powered by DC emergency buzz 2. Again, provided the selector is in the armed position, the emergency lights are automatically activated when the supply of DC power to the emergency battery packs is interrupted. On emergency power, the use of emergency lights is limited to a period of 20 minutes. The emergency lights may be switched on by the pilot using the emergency light selector. Touch the selector to switch on the emergency lights. The selector is pulled and turned to select on. Note that the not armed light illuminates when the selector is turned to on. You will recall that in normal operation the not armed light is blank provided that the selector is in the armed position. When the selector is in either the off or on position, the amber not armed light illuminates. The emergency lights may be switched on by the cabin crew using the emergency light switch at the aft attendant panel. The switch guard is lifted and the switch moved from normal to on. Now switch on the emergency lights. Use of the emergency light switch on the attendant panel bypasses the emergency light selector on the flight deck. To recap, when DC power is interrupted, the battery packs activate and illuminate the emergency lights. How long do the emergency lights stay on? Yes. In the event of a total AC power failure, the only flight deck lights available powered by the battery packs is the flight deck emergency floodlight and the instrument floodlights. The pilot has no control over the intensity of the floodlights. The F-50 is equipped with 4 exterior doors, which are all declared as emergency exits. They are the passenger door, forward cargo door, aft cargo door, and galley service door. All the doors can be opened and closed from the inside and the outside. The passenger door opens outwards and downwards under its own weight. The door is equipped with an integral stairway and 2 folding handrails. A skid protects the door skin from damage when the door is resting on the ground. The aft cargo door is identical to the forward cargo door, but larger. The galley service door is a mirrored version of the forward cargo door. Throughout this topic, the forward cargo door will be used as the example to describe all 3 doors. The forward cargo door opens forwards and outwards in the direction of flight. A parking hook is installed to hold the door in the full open position. All 4 doors are equipped with a vent which opens inwards to relieve cabin pressure before the door is unlatched. The vent opens as the door handle is turned. To check your understanding of the aircraft doors, how does the forward cargo door open? Yes. The flight deck door opens outwards into the passenger compartment. The door is locked by a sliding lock on the flight deck side and by a key on the cabin side. At the base of the door on the flight deck side is a kick-out panel. This is provided for use in case of an emergency. The interior forward cargo door consists of a main panel and outer panel joined by a piano-type hinge. The main panel of the door is attached to the inboard wall of the cargo compartment. The door opens inward into the passenger compartment. The aft interior cargo compartment door also comprises a main panel and an outer panel. The main panel is attached to the front wall of the aft cargo compartment. The outer panel is hinged to the main panel. The door opens forward and to the left. The aft attendant seat and its safety harness are attached to the main panel of the aft interior cargo compartment door. Both the cargo compartment doors have a rubber seal to prevent smoke and dangerous fumes leaking into the passenger compartment. The toilet door is attached to the wall between the toilet and wardrobe compartment. The door opens outwards and rearwards into the passenger compartment. To recap, the interior cargo doors are equipped with a rubber seal. What is the purpose of the rubber seal? That's right. The flight deck door is equipped with a kick-out panel. Who can use the kick-out panel in an emergency? That's right. The passenger door is closed electrically. The control panel on the outside of the aircraft is located forward of the door. The passenger door is closed from the inside using the door control panel. Locate the door control panel on the aircraft. The door control panel in the passenger entrance is just above the forward attendant seat. Each of the doors can be locked and unlocked from the outside using a door handle which lies flush with the fuselage. From the inside, the doors are locked using a door handle which is turned 180 degrees to point in the direction of flight. The latching mechanism ensures that the door remains closed during pressurized flight. Black and yellow marks at the door latches must align to confirm that the door is closed and locked. Each door has a self-pressurizing seal. White indication lights appear on the central annunciator panel when either the passenger door, forward cargo door, or aft doors are unlatched. If either engine is running with the park brake released and a door not locked, then an amber doors is annunciated and a level 2 alert presented. Alerts will be discussed in more detail in the Integrated Alerting System module. Note that the white indication lights are always bright regardless of the annunciator light selector setting. When the interior forward cargo door is closed and locked, the handle points downwards to the locked legend. When the door is unlocked, the handles point upwards. The handle on the main part of the door points towards the unlocked legend. A white indication shows that the aft interior cargo compartment door is locked. Now, touch the locking handle and observe the indicator. When the door is unlocked, the red indication is shown. Note that when the aft cargo compartment's door is unlocked, the attendant seat is unusable. The flight deck door opens rearwards into the passenger compartment and is hinged to allow it to rest against the back of the avionics rack. What level of alert accompanies this annunciation? Please touch the highlighted area. Yes. The aircraft windshield is composed of triple laminate. The 2 direct vision windows can be opened when the aircraft is depressurized. Each window is equipped with a lock handle. The sliding windows can also be opened and are declared emergency exits. A lock handle is located below each window. The operating handle is located at the base of the window. The passenger door handle contains an integrated push button for lifting the hinged door handles. Now locate the integrated push button. To open the door, the handles are pulled and turned 150 degrees clockwise. Pulling the door enables it to open under its own weight. An electromagnetic brake limits the speed of the passenger door free fall. The panel located to the left of the door controls door movement. The door is stopped by pressing and holding the red stop push button. Door movement may be continued by releasing the red stop push button. An electrical actuator, powered by the DC ground handling buzz, is used to close the passenger door. The actuator drives 2 cable drums which wind up the cables between the drum and brackets in the door frame. It is also possible to raise the door manually from the outside. The passenger door is closed by depressing and holding the green Door Up push button on the control panel. The movement of the door may be interrupted by releasing the Door Up button. The door may then be closed again by pressing the Door Up button, or opened by pressing the Down button. The push button is released when the door is closed. Both door handles are turned 150 degrees counterclockwise. On release, the spring-loaded handles on the outside of the door will move back into the locked position flush with the fuselage. To open the passenger door from the inside, the handle is turned 180 degrees counterclockwise and the door is pushed to open. It is possible to stop the door using the stop push button on the door control panel. When the button is released, the movement will start again. The up button is depressed and held to close the passenger door. The movement of the door may be interrupted by releasing the up button. The door may then either be closed again by pressing the up button and holding it, or opened by pressing the down button. When the passenger door is closed, the push button is released and the door handle turned 180 degrees clockwise to the locked position. To recap, when the passenger door is closed from the outside, the handles are turned to the locked position. Which of these 3 statements is accurate? Please touch the highlighted area. That's right. You will recall that the forward cargo door, aft cargo door and galley service door are identical in all but size. The forward cargo door will be used as the example to describe the operation of the other exit doors. Like the passenger door, the forward cargo door is equipped with a door handle which contains an integrated push button. The push button is depressed and the handles turned to the open position. This causes the vent flap to open, the door hinges and the parking hook to move outward. The door opens in the direction of flight and the parking hook engages the fuselage to hold the door fully open. To close the door from the outside, the parking hook must be disengaged. This is done by pulling the assist handle on the inside of the door or by physically lifting the parking hook from the outside. When the parking hook is unlatched, the door can be closed. As the door handles are turned to the locked position, the parking hook and door hinges move inwards and the vent flap closes. From the inside, the forward cargo door handle is turned to open position. Now unlatch the forward cargo door. When the latches are seen to be in the unlatched position, the door may be pushed open using the hand grip. The parking hook engages when the door is fully open. Recall what happens as the forward cargo door is locked from the outside of the aircraft. To close the door from the inside, the assist handle is pulled to release the parking hook. Please touch the highlighted area. Yes. Both the direct vision windows and side windows can be opened when the aircraft is depressurized. Now, unlock the direct vision window. Please touch the highlighted area. To open the direct vision window, the lock handle is raised and the window pulled inwards. Now, locate the sliding window lock handle. The sliding windows are opened by rotating the lock handle rearwards and sliding the window rearwards using the operating handle. The locking mechanisms on the forward and aft interior cargo doors operate in the same way. Handle locks on each part of the door are turned to engage and disengage bolts which are seated in the ceiling and the floor. For full access to the cargo compartment, the doors pull open and fold so that the outer part rests on the main part of the door. When the flight deck door is closed, it latches automatically into a keep plate in the door jamb. The door is locked by a sliding lock on the flight deck side. On the cabin side, a key is used to open the door. To open the door from the flight deck side, the sliding lock is released and the handle is pushed to open the door. The door opens rearwards and is hinged so that it rests against the back of the avionics rack when fully open. The toilet door is opened from the outside by operating the latch pull. The lock on the inside of the door is slid home. Engaged shows on the lock. The door is opened from the inside by unbolting the lock and pushing the door open. The vacant sign appears on the lock. To check your understanding of the internal aircraft doors, which of the following describes the situation shown? That's right. Now select the door locking mechanism that is installed on the flight deck side of the flight compartment door. Please touch the highlighted area. That's right.